Hey guys, Coach Chris here again with another question. And this selected question is coming all the way from Nigeria. Thank you so much for your support from so far. This question is, I feel that God is asking me to move back to my hometown, but I'm not sure. How will I know for sure that He is asking me to do something or to make any sort of decision to better the current state of my life? And the reason why I picked this question is because many of us go through that very ambivalent thought. Like we don't know what to do. We're kind of stuck in the middle. We don't know what God's saying. If He's even the one saying anything, sometimes we don't know. But what I will first suggest and beseech you to do before making any move is to pray. I mean, pray, 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 pray until you find that sense of peace. Now, sometimes we feel like, we have this nervousness, and the nervousness or the anxiety is a sign of negativity. It's not always the case. You're a human being. So if you're nervous or you're having anxiety, but you feel a sense of peace, then that peace is for you to identify that whatever you're praying about, God is okay with it. That's not always the case because we need to understand the difference between the flesh, the soul, and the spirit. But in the case where this is a strictly spiritual thing, where you have included God in this, but you're nervous, and there's a sense of peace, pray that nervousness away and ask God to ignite that peace that you feel. Another thing is that God always sends confirmation. So whether it be a prophecy, whether it be a random person who speaks to you about something that connects to the thing that God is saying to you, that's another sign that, you know what, God is speaking. Another thing is He may visit you in your dreams. He may give you a thought while you're driving or walking somewhere, or you may be watching TV and you hear something. But all at the basis of everything, you need to pray it through. You need to understand the difference between God's will, perfect will for your life, and His permissible will. His permissible will means He will allow you, He will permit you to do the thing that you want to do. But there's a consequence and a ramification that follows that permissible will. The perfect will is perfect, it's absolute, it's what God wants, and He knows it to be the best for you, even when in the beginning it may not look like the best option for you. So a lot of times people are caught in the middle of deciding between jobs or something. Like I've had that experience recently where I was offered a position, a high paying position, and also being offered a position that was median, like it was okay, and but the high paying job required a lot from me. I'm talking about my time, my peace, anything that takes me away from going to church as often as I do, or takes away from my prayer time, or takes away from my purpose. 9.999% out of 10 times I will not choose that. That goes for jobs, that goes for people, anyone who's consuming too much of me and it's taking away from the important things of my life that I know contribute to my purpose, my destiny. I will cut ties with it. Anything that is overly stressful, shoots my emotions into various places and areas, makes my mind feel cluttered and noisy, I'm cutting it off. So when I went to that interview, I mean, plenty of interviews. About one of the interviews was 4 hours long, and I was like, man, this money sounds so good. But if an interview is 4 hours long, I could imagine what you guys are gonna expect from me. And then the other job, the environment was so much more workable, positive, and you could tell that the tenure, the years that people spend at this particular corporation exceeds 40, 50 years. Not because people are comfortable and don't want to, excel or be elevated, but because the company creates an atmosphere that promotes a good work-life balance, great benefits, and so many other great things that can help you to move forward with promotion or any kind of um, an advancement or enhancement for someone's personal life and also someone's professional life. So of course I went with the one who pays less. And a lot of people will say like, Chris, why wouldn't you take the one that pays so much more? I mean, you'll be good. Yeah, I'll be good with money in my pocket, my mental state corroded, my emotions corroded, my ability to pray and go to church as often will be gone. I will be running out of different places just to pick up a phone call, even if I was in the bathroom. And they did say that. They said, you know what, even if you're in the bathroom, you need to pick up the phone, because they had headsets where, or not headsets, they had cordless phone where, and cell phones where if a call came in and you're in the bathroom, you had to answer it. So and it was salary. So that means even when you're home, you're driving, it's New Year's, it's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving, it's Easter, you're in church, about to take your communion, or you warfaring and your phone is ringing and God forbid you don't answer the phone. It's like, so I knew at that moment when I was praying about that job, I didn't have to pray too much. And the reason I didn't have to pray too much was because I know that this job was going to take away from my relationship with God, and it was going to deprive the things that catered to my purpose and who and what I stood for. So in your case, young lady, I would say just pray and don't listen to too many opinions of other people. Pray and ask God to send confirmation upon confirmation upon confirmation. Let him call your name 2 and 3 and 4 or 5 times. You know what I love about God and his confirmations is that when things hit rock bottom in a decision or in a thing that God had told me to do, I remind him, Lord, remember when you said this. Remember when you confirmed this. Remember when you showed me this. It is a sense of courage and a sense of it's a reminder that this is God's plan for me, and at the end of it will be glorious. So I hope this helped you to understand and how to know when God is speaking, when your flesh is speaking, when your desires, personal desires, are not aligned with God's desires for your life, and or if it is. I mean, hopefully you will get to the point where you will just feel that peace, even though you may be nervous, because there was probably a reason why you ran from your hometown, and there's probably a reason why you are where you are today. So consider all things prior to making a decision. And again, I will say, keep in prayer. God bless you, and see you all soon.